just one dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Oh, boy. This is what happens when you go live multiple places at once. Just one dose of the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine is ineffective against the Delta variant, the studies suggest. And what happens when you fight censorship and you're live on 4 different networks at the same time. We are on DLive, Twitch, Rockfin.
DLive went off air.
And YouTube. And we're maybe live on YouTube right now. I just want to bring you some real news. And that is, in case you missed the beginning, one dose of the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine is ineffective against the Delta variant, a study suggests. And I want to bring you this news because I keep seeing more news about the Delta variant and vaccinated people and how it is affecting vaccinated people, at least in some places. And the government keeps telling us that it's 99% of people or 97% of people in hospitals are totally unvaccinated. But the news is different, totally unvaccinated. But the news is different other places. And I can't say, I really have to be careful what I say on YouTube. I can't say that the government is lying to us, but maybe I can say, what is going on? You know, I don't understand. If the vaccines work, which is what they're telling us, if the vaccines work and 99% of hospitalized people are unvaccinated, then that's good. And that shows people should go rush and get the vaccine. But this says the Johnson & Johnson vaccine doesn't work. That's what it says, ineffective. Sorry, I want to be accurate with my language. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which not as many people took, it says is ineffective against the Delta variant. Okay, that's what this article says. On top of that, this article also says that that's not a surprise because the AstraZeneca vaccine is also shown to be ineffective against the Delta variant. It says right here in this article, it says, it is consistent with observations that a single dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine, which has similar architecture to the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, shows only about 33% efficacy against symptomatic disease caused by the Delta variant. That's weird because in the same article, it says that right here, it says Delta may cause more breakthrough infections than earlier forms of the virus, but more than 99% of the hospitalizations and deaths are occurring among unvaccinated people. 99% of the hospitalizations and deaths are occurring among unvaccinated people. But hold on. This article says the vaccine doesn't work. And this article says another vaccine doesn't work, at least that well. I want to make sure, again, I use the right language. The headline says ineffective for Johnson & Johnson. It says the AstraZeneca vaccine showed 33% efficacy. In Israel, they say that the Pfizer vaccine is significantly less effective against the Delta variant. And on top of that, where it gets really weird, because of what the government's telling us, and then what's going on other places, what's really weird, and what I've been reporting on, and which would be a big story if the government is covering something up, but which I can't tell you. The government never covers anything up. As a matter of fact, the government always tells you the truth. But still, why is it that in Israel, in this article, it says, at the moment, in this article it says, at the moment, around 60% of the patients in serious condition have been vaccinated. 60% of people in serious condition. We assume that's in the hospital. It's way different And then moreover, on top of that, they say around 90% of newly infected people over age 50 are fully vaccinated. Boy, we're lucky we live in the United States, right? Because the government is obviously telling us the truth here, that here we're lucky. Everybody who's vaccinated is protected completely, it sounds like. In the UK, strangely, 40% of people being admitted to hospitals are fully vaccinated. I'm reading this headline backwards, which says 60% in the UK of people going to the hospital are unvaccinated. 60%, as opposed to 99% in the United States. That's what they say. That's what they're still saying today in the United States. And like I said, the government never lies. They say 99% of the deaths in the United States are unvaccinated. In the UK, this article says most people, I'll read the headline. Why most people who now die with COVID in England have had a vaccination. Well, why is that? And that's what the numbers from the UK actually say. And the numbers in the UK also say that in over 50s, about 90% of the cases, and this is based on their official numbers, which I've shown, and I'm happy to be fact-checked, about 90% of the cases in England in over 50s with the Delta variant are also vaccinated, either 1 or 2 shots. And then there's headlines here in the United States about vaccinated people getting the virus, right? Here's a headline today, if I can, here it is, from CNN. A White House official and a senior Pelosi aide, both fully vaccinated. Thank you for the ads there, CNN. I really appreciate it. I'm just trying to share this page. If you could get this out of my face. Thank you. Both fully... All right. Also, in this article, once they clear out my ads, they will say, a second administration official told CNN in this article, quote, if the vaccines are 90 to 95% effective, you're going to have 5 to 10% of the vaccinated population who either test positive but are asymptomatic or have mild symptoms. What you won't have, he says, in the United States, what you won't have are members of the vaccinated population going to the hospital with a severe illness or dying, like they have in other countries. Apparently, even though the other countries have the Delta variant too. No, it's really weird. And then there's this story about how the biggest surges in cases of COVID-19, the biggest surges in cases happen to be in countries that are the most vaccinated, this thread pointed out. And this is just a chart showing the different countries with surging COVID cases. And you can see the cases are surging in the UK, in the Netherlands, and in Malta, which happen to be the 3 most vaccinated countries in Europe. And the less vaccinated countries in Europe are not experiencing similar surges. So, Mitch McConnell says get vaccinated. What does he say about it?
97% of the hospitalizations in the country for COVID
Hold on. One
are
more time.
unvaccinated people.
One more time.
97% of the hospitalizations in the country for COVID are unvaccinated people. It never occurred to me after 3 highly effective vaccines were developed in under a year that we'd have difficulty getting Americans to take the shots. But that's obviously where we are. I want to underscore in the strongest possible manner I can. And I say this with some authority, as you all know, as a result of being a polio victim myself and being very aware that it took 7 decades to come up with 2 effective polio vaccines. This was done in under 1 year. These shots need to get in everybody's arm as rapidly as possible, or we're going to be back in a situation in the fall that we don't yearn for, that we went through last year.
Right. All right. So that is the latest update. They say the update is the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, a study says is ineffective against the Pfizer vaccine. Israel says is less effective against the Delta variant. That same article said the AstraZeneca vaccine, which is very popular in the UK, is also, they say, only 33% effective. So I'm not trying to freak people out who got the vaccine, because God knows, vaccinated people tend to get freaked out. But based on data coming from other countries, not based on the US data, based on data coming from other countries, it seems like this Delta variant is able to evade these vaccines, at least to some extent. And then you have those reports, which I read you, 40%, 60%, way, way, way different than the 97 or 99% coming from everybody. And don't want to question what the government says, but I do want to be able to present, facts that are going on in the world, and then you can make up your own mind about it. But the implications are pretty serious. The implications are pretty serious about this whole thing. It's actually a major, major story. And hopefully the government isn't covering anything up. We really hope not, because, that could lead to distrust. People don't like it when the government tells them one thing and then it turns out later not to be true. It breeds distrust in government. And you can't have that, not for a fully functioning society. So that's the latest update about vaccines on Rockfin, rokfin.com/lifttheveil. I do extra content, and I am not censored there if I do content which is just there and not on YouTube. I'm live right now, about to do the rest of the podcast, which I do only on Rockfin. And it's a premium show tonight for subscribers only. So that's something we do just because we got to figure out how to make things work. So check it out. There's extra content there, rokfin.com/lifttheveil. I'm live right now. Become a subscriber. It really, really supports the show. It gives you access to other premium content like from Whitney Webb, Michael Tracy, and Last American Vagabond, and others who are all on that same network. So check it out. And while you're at it, check out our t-shirts. truthclothing.io. That's where we have those. And stay tuned on Rockfin. We're going to play the intro and get into the rest of the show, where maybe I can really tell you what I